Hi.
Hello.
Oh, go
Hello.
ahead.
Hello, everybody. Just wanted to welcome Miss Sarah Hall into this week's new moon card readings. And hi, Sarah.
Hi. Hi, everybody. Thank you for having me, Shannon. It's always such a pleasure. Thank you guys for waiting around a little bit. We had some tech issues, but we got through them and we're ready to go. So I can't wait. So I thought that we'd start out how we usually do by doing a general reading for everybody. So this is for everybody listening, and whether you're listening right now or listening to it on rebroadcast later on, this reading is for you and applies to the energy of this new moon. So the two card decks that I'm working with today, I have the Ascended Masters Oracle card deck, and I also have the Angel Therapy Oracle card deck. Angel Therapy Oracle card deck is really cool because it gives a lot of very directed, action step based guidance. And then I thought I'd work with the Ascended Masters because I love them and I haven't worked with them in a while with you guys. So here we are. I will pull a couple cards from each deck to start us off to get our general reading for today. So as I turn over the cards, first of all, the energy that's just coming through right away is that this is a wonderful time for brand new changes, this new moon. And new moons are usually for planting new seeds and, kind of evaluating things that you might want to change or starting new beginnings. But this is especially a big, brand new, exciting energy around this new moon. We cleared out a lot with the last full moon, it being the full blood moon eclipse and all of that. And there was just a lot of energy that we moved out with all of that. A lot of really doing strong spiritual work in our lives, or being called to make strong choices for our lives. So this is going to be a really great new moon because we've cleared out a lot and we're in the midst of working on clearing out a lot. So there's a lot of opportunity for big new changes right now. So the first card that I pulled here is a card that says balance home life and career. And this comes from the Ascended Masters Oracle card deck. So this is a card where inherently beyond the face value meaning of the card, I'm really getting a strong sense that there are many of you watching who need to hear the message that you are meant to follow your passion in life at this time, and that you should make your passion, what you really desire, be what you spend your time doing in your life. So really think about that as you maybe are in the middle of contemplating or making any changes along the lines of your career or your lifestyle. The time that you spend in your life on this earth is very, very important. And that's one of the most important things that we have while we're here is the time that we have here. And it's wonderful to make the most of it, because what you spend your time on doing is what really works to evolve your consciousness, to evolve in you as a soul in this lifetime. So do what you feel called to do is the strong message that I get out of this. If you feel like there's a job or an environment or something that you just are done with, then perhaps it's time to start looking at that dream that you've always maybe had, or just some new tingling feeling that's really pulling to you. Follow those passions and those desires, because passion is another word for simply recognizing the evidence of God in your life. God is calling you through your passions, and they're your personal calling. So they are very important. Second card that we have also from our Ascended Masters Oracle card deck is the Artistic Expression card. I love this. I think that there must be some artists who are listening on this podcast today, and other people who are drawn to do things that maybe are not along the beaten path, things that are creative, things that even might require you thinking creatively and out of the box with regard to how to make a living or support yourself or make a career out of what your passion is. So this is a further sign from your guides, from your angels, that says really, really listen to those passions that you're getting, especially if they are creative or artistic or anything that takes you thinking outside the box to create your path and bring your passions and your dreams to life. So this is for you, all you artists and you thinkers out there. And the last little message that they're bringing through with regard to that is they want you to know just how important art is to the world. Great changes that happen on this planet culturally in our civilization usually don't necessarily happen at the behest of the kings and politicians and leaders that are, kind of already have a lot of power and are there to sort of maintain, the systems and the status quo and benefit from the system, benefit from the status quo. Usually changes come as a result of the thinkers, philosophers, artists, poets who plant the seeds of change, of personal revolution, and help to catalyze cultural changes as a whole, who change us at the soul and heart and mind level so that we are ready to create a new order around us, so that we're ready to conceive of new ways of doing things out in the world. So your role when you bring about creative things, or when you have an important message, is very crucially important to this world. Never think that they are impractical sort of things. So really follow your passion with that. And congratulations, because it's an exciting path to be on as well, isn't it? So the next card that I'm going to pull, and this one is now from our Angel Therapy Oracle card deck, is a card that says, if you get nervous, focus on service. This is an incredible message that we're getting, because every single card that we've had so far in sequence on here is all about your life path, all about the work that you're doing. Because what this message says is that when you're worried about making the change that you want to make in your career life, when you're wondering, oh, is this a frivolous sort of thing? Is it impractical? Is this something that'll really support me? And maybe worrying about things like that, or worrying, am I good enough to make it as an artist or a writer or a thinker or whatever it is that I want to do? The answer is, if you get worried, if your ego wants to step in and nag you or talk you down from your dream, focus on service. Focus on all the people that you will be helping out in the world. Focus on the beauty that you'll be providing this world with, and the fact that the world really needs this. Just like the angels were telling us in the last card, the world needs this. Your purpose is very, very important. So put aside these worries and these thoughts of what if and what if and what if. Certainly there are some practical things that we must consider in forging our career path, but don't let the worries debilitate your ability to go forward and do this thing that you're being called to do. So instead, if your worries get in the way, focus on service. Focus on the people who need you and the world that is calling to you, because what you're doing out in this world is so important. And your guides are all around you right now, kind of chorusing, yes, this is all your purpose. Yours is incredibly important. And you know what your purpose is because it's the thing that you feel the most passionate about doing in this world. Follow your passion, and your passion will support you too. Trust, it really, really will. Even if it's at first you don't see the results you might think up or want, trust that it really will come about. So let's go ahead and turn over our last card for the general reading from, again, our Angel Therapy Oracle card deck. And the final card is nice. Okay, this is the Emotional Sensitivity card. And from this card, the message says that if there's something going on in your life where you've been really focusing on trying to make these career changes, really wanting to plant new seeds and bring about new conditions in your life, but you have been maybe having worries or blocks or feeling a little bit sensitive about it, they're saying that really is okay. They're saying right now, honor your sensitivity, respect your deep sensitivity and your deep emotions that are coming up with regard to this. And there's no need to either repress your emotions, stuff them down and say, oh, you're not important, I'm supposed to just believe in myself. Or don't let them, kind of overtake you and paralyze you from, working on your purpose either. Give your emotions your full attention. Give them your full stock, of importance, and just say, hey, I hear you. I'm here for you. I listen to what you have to say. You are valid. You are important. I love you so much. And now that I've heard your concerns, I'm going to nurture you by reassuring you everything's going to be fine. The other message that's coming through from the emotional sensitivity card is this. They want you to know that you don't have to complete your entire purpose in one day. So even if you're feeling like, a little bit pressured or like, gosh, this is so much for me to do, what you can remind yourself of is this. I have plenty of time in front of me to do this, and no one was ever asked to climb a mountain all in one day. It just takes one step after another. So your only assignment is to pick up your right foot and put it in front of your left foot, and then so on and so on and so on, and do that one little baby step a day to work on your purpose, and pretty soon before you know it, your journey will be well underway. Also remember that it's about the journey. It's not about the results at the end. The results at the end mean nothing unless you're really present for the journey. They mean nothing without the journey, without the story of what it took to arrive at who you became when you became that great artist or teacher or writer or thinker or whatever it is you're dreaming of doing. So trust the process. Love yourself for exactly where you are in this path right now, and go for it. Start taking the first baby step today. It is your time to shine. Okay, so with that, to get us started, I will give it over to you guys for the first reading for today.
Okay, that first of all, I just have to say was crazy on point, especially for all of us here at Project Bring Me to Life. And the focus on service card. I've actually pulled that card from the same deck that I have at least 3 times this week. And I've quoted it to 2 other people. So
it's such a theme. I love when stuff like that happens. It's great.
Yeah. I've had so many people coming to me and they're just like, oh, I don't know what to do with my career. I don't know what to do with my school life. I don't know what to do with this. And I'm just like, okay, guys, the new motto for the Earth Angels is when you're nervous, you just got to focus on service and how you're going to help somebody else with the whatever's being presented to you. So it's just such a theme. And we already have our theme for the week or the month because, that seems to be a running thing when you do readings. And everybody's questions were kind of based on career and what they should do. So everyone now taking your beautiful message has kind of went with, wow, she answered my question. So now they kind of want more general readings to feed onto it. So that was just so awesome. And to add on a little bit more to how on point you are tonight, we actually climbed a mountain the other day, and we were like, how the heck did we do this in a day?
Oh, and you did it in a day. That's great.
Yes. And at the top of that mountain, there were just mountains of quartz clusters. So we came down the mountain with 10 times more weight than we went up the mountain with, and we felt amazing about it. So even though you get to the top, it might be harder to walk down than you think, but once you get there, it's totally worth it.
Oh my God, that's amazing. I love that story. That's just, everything is so, I got the tingles today. I love when it's all so synchronistic like that.
So yes, you've answered a lot of questions, but now they're posing more questions in the chat room, and I always love how much activity that you get, because people really just love your readings and connect with you so well. It's awesome. In the chat room, we have Rosanna for the first reading. And she does have a question. It's what course should she take with her mediumship or past life healer? And she should look for a different job. And she's also in a relationship with her boyfriend, and she's curious about if it's going to go to the next level. She picked the angel deck. And I think that kind of also feeds onto your previous reading as well.
Yes, wonderful. Okay, Rosanna, well, thank you so much for joining us today, my dear. It's lovely to connect with you. So I'm just shuffling our Angels deck right here in front of me, and I'm going to now pick our cards just to represent. I'm going to do 2 for your career and 2 for your relationship so that we can cover all our bases and get plenty of details. So, wow, this is amazing. The first card, and you're a past life healer, right? Is past life issue. Can you believe it? I just love it when things like that happen. So what I'm getting from this card really strong, first of all, is this is not the first lifetime in which you've actually been teaching about past lives and doing mediumship work. This, you have the mark of what I'm seeing around you as a wise one, but you also have elemental energy in you. And what that means is that your soul's history and the incarnations that you've had over time, you've had many lifetimes as a human. So this is the wise one category, in which you have been really, really working to do things such as heal in the realm of being a priestess or a shaman or a teacher, or a leader of some sort of nature like that, as well as the elemental side, which means you have a strong earth spirit within you. You've had those lifetimes as a perhaps a fairy or a mer person. So those two things combined are a wonderfully powerful combination as a healer and as a spiritual worker. And you have great teaching skill all around you. You really have the ability to guide people, particularly crystal children and other sensitive spiritual people as well. So you're in the right place. You're doing absolutely the right thing with your career right now. And they're saying, yes, absolutely, start doing this stuff for people. They're saying just the more that you practice it on people, the better. So start with people around you that you know. Take it further to people in your local community. Offer it with an exchange in mind, whatever you feel comfortable with, whether it be monetary or a trade or something, to just acknowledge that there is an exchange. But do it as you feel comfortable, or you can begin by gifting it as you learn and develop more and more and more and more, but build something off of this, because you can make it a career. They really are saying loud and clear. And with the mediumship as well. The second card that came up, and this is funny because I shuffled it so many times, and yet the emotional sensitivity card is back. This is a card that says that you are actually a very strong clairsentient, as well as a clairvoyant too. My goodness, you've got a lot of psychic ability that's around you, it seems like. And when you've got emotional sensitivity, that's actually very good for doing mediumship and psychic work. It means that you can feel other people's feelings very strong. You have the ability to connect to people's loved ones on the other side very strong. So really do this, and remember that as you go forward with this career path, that it requires you really shielding yourself a lot, doing a lot of grounding work, a lot of clearing work to make sure you're not carrying anybody else's stuff with you at the end of the day after you're doing all this work. But at the end of the day, as long as you take care of that wonderful blessing of the sensitivity that you have, you will do so, so well. The last other little thing that they're saying with regard to your career as it continues to develop is remember to do some journaling and some writing as you go along, because they're saying you're in such a wonderful state of learning. They're saying they've been training you very, very, very clearly, and really just working strong with you. So take their lessons and write them down. Write down your thoughts as you go. It seems like some of that stuff is stuff that you'll be sharing too, whether it be in a blog or a book or a publication or something, or even just by word of mouth with your students or a client or something like that. You really do have what it takes to do this. So now, just looking at the relationship cards, I'm going to turn these over. And I love this. This really does apply to the relationship. So this relationship really does have a deep rooting in it, because our first card is the heart chakra card. The heart chakra card. So this is a card that says the answer that you seek as to whether or not this relationship will go to the next step, it is in your heart. The answer is in your heart. They're also saying follow your love. Be open and ready and allowing to both give and receive it. They're saying that they want to bring in a more focus on the balance of both giving and receiving, making sure that there's a 50-50 equal balance of that giving and receiving in your relationship. It looks like there's a lot of soul connection in this relationship, even past life connections between the two of you in this relationship as well. So this is a soulmate that you're with. So yeah, this is an important relationship for your life, and it will result in a lot of growth, a lot of knowledge, and a lot of strengthening. So yeah, just continue to connect with it. Our next card having to do with your relationship is the Goddess card. And I love when the Goddess card comes up. This is the card that says that the divine feminine side of you is something that really supports the relationship a lot. And when we are in our divine feminine side or our goddess side, we are not afraid to express ourselves. In other words, saying exactly what you want to your partner and not, sugarcoating it or, not speaking up when there's something that you have to say. Really just speaking out, being very, very clear. Not saying, agreeing when maybe you think because you want to compromise, you want to be nice, but maybe you don't really agree. Just be real. Be 100% real with your partner. That's so good for your relationship right now. The goddess card also says the goddess is not afraid to receive. So she speaks up about what she needs and she is willing to receive. In other words, let her partner give to her and help her and do things for her instead of, doing more of the giving. So self-expression, receptivity, and know that also you have a lot of magical, intuitive, spiritual energy that you bring into this relationship as well. So just allow that to shine in this relationship, because it looks like there are lots of experiences, lots of new things that are on the horizon for both of you. So this is an important relationship, and it will be one that will be here to enrich your life in many ways. So thank the lessons and thank your this soulmate bond. All right, so let's go ahead and go to our next reading. Thank you, Rosanna.
Thank you. Yes, that was beautiful and just so on point. I love how when you do readings, they like are so touching for multiple people, and I feel like anyone tuning in just learns something from each one.
Good, thank you. Well, that's the intention too. If you don't, even if you're listening to this later, the intention is everybody who listens gets something that applies to you. So yeah.
Awesome. We have a couple of general ones coming. So first I have Miss Ray, and she wants a general message of what the Ascended Masters have to say. So I guess the Ascended Masters deck.
Ascended Masters deck. Okay, so this is just a general read, you said, for Ray?
Right. She didn't have a particular question. I believe this is her first card reading podcast. So hello to her.
Okay, thank you. All right, well, thank you, Ray. Lovely to connect with you. I'm just shuffling our Ascended Masters deck really good, and I'm going to pull out 3 cards for this. So as I'm looking at these, very, very interesting. So there's a strong theme in these cards so far. First off, your angels are saying that something important for you to do in your life at this time is detach from drama. If there's any harsh things that are going on in the relationships that are around you and the people around you, just detach from it. Also, if there's anything going on where people may be directly sending any complicated energy your way, or they're upset about something, or again, things are just a little complicated, they're saying detach from the drama, in that you detach any sense of taking it personally. Just rise above it. Treat it not necessarily with a cold shoulder impersonally, but maybe with a more of a either professional air, if it's in the realm of your professional life, or with a almost a parental or nurturing adult kind of air, where it's just like, I choose not to take this personally. I'm not going to be reactionary with my emotions. I'm going to listen to your concerns and really put my self-respect first, and speak whatever my needs and clear good intentions are in all of this as fairly as I can. And then certainly to make sure you take care of yourself, number one. Respect yourself by, maybe walking away or creating some positive boundaries if you need to. Either way, it's time to take action, because our second card is take charge of the situation. And I love it. Don't those cards make perfect sense next to each other? Detach from drama and take charge of the situation. So this says, whatever the situation is particularly, it's going to require you not being passive and just sort of waiting for people to resolve it on their own, but actually taking action. Really, really step forward. And what your angels specifically want you to know is that your voice actually matters. And whatever things are going on around you, your opinion and your voice really will make a difference in this particular situation. So speak up and take action and hold your boundaries and your standards nice and high. Finally, we have the crystals card. And the crystals card represents that there is a need for some clearing and some purification with regard to this situation. So if this situation is, making you feel uncomfortable, you feel like there's anybody's energy that you may be holding on to, or worrying about something, it's time to clear your energy. You can do that through things like meditating or even using crystals or things like sage, or just taking a simple breath of fresh air from the situation, getting some space from it, go on a walk outside in nature, and just clear your mind and clear your heart. Again, detach from any sense of taking it personally, because they want you to know that anything that's going on around you that may feel a little bit sticky or negative actually doesn't have anything to do with you. It has to do with the other person's own, hang-ups. So don't take it personally. Don't worry about it. Everything really is going to work out in the highest order as long as you put your personal self-respect and needs number one first in this situation, and then everything's going to turn out just fine. And then just communicate your needs, communicate the integrity of your needs, and people will see that we've all got good intentions deep down, even if we don't know it, or even if it doesn't seem like it right away. So yes, best of luck, and sending you angels of support to deal with any situations that might be going on around you. So thank you for your question. Let's go on to our next reading so we make sure we get in everybody.
Beautiful. Thank you, thank you. Our next reading is for Miss Francine. She's also looking for a general message because her first question had to do with careers and such, and I think you helped answer a lot of that before. So now she just would like a general message from her Ascended Masters on her own path.
Okay, thank you, Francine. So I am going to pull 3 cards from the Ascended Masters deck for you to see what they have to say about your career and your path and so forth, whatever they have. All right, so the first card says that you are seeing this situation accurately. So what that means is that your angels are here today, and your Ascended Masters, to tell you that the things that you have been thinking about doing and wanting to do, the goals that you've had in your heart and in your mind, are correct. Any guidance that you've been getting, questions you've been asking the universe and wanting answers for, whatever you've been honing in on and feeling and wanting to do is what you should be doing. So this is further underscore you're seeing this situation correctly. Your desires are what is going to make your true dreams, goals, and fulfillment come about. Follow your desires. You are right on point. Do the thing that you've been feeling inspired to do. Particularly, it feels like there's a specific action step that you've been guided to do, some sort of thing that will further you forward to the next step on this career path, or on your whatever you want to do with your dreams. Follow that. Do that, because that specific action step is your mail-in assignment that the angels sent right over to you. And as soon as you mail back that assignment, they'll give you the next one, and you'll be even closer, to manifesting your path, this beautiful dream that you have. So keep going. Second card that is rearing its face one more time for us today, I love this, is the Balance, the Home and Career Life card. And specifically for you, the take that they want to give you on this card is to remember that we can't ever be all work and no play, or vice versa. Balance your life truly by making sure that you're taking a few action steps a day. For everyone it's going to be different. For one person it might be one little action step. For another person, they may feel better doing 2 or 3 action steps that resonate with their career, their goals. Take those action steps daily, but make sure that you don't overdo it. Don't overwork yourself, and balance out enough you time, because we have to, in order to exhale, we have to inhale. You need to receive and to give. And that came in one of our earlier messages too, for Rosanna, about receiving and giving. So there's a little bit of a theme there. You've got to receive, you've got to rest, you've got to have that moment to breathe in or become inspired before you can exhale or give back or create that new thing that you want to bring to the world. So balance the inspiration time, the receiving time, with the giving and doing and acting time. And the final card puts a beautiful cap on the end of this message. It's the Nurture Yourself card. The Nurture Yourself card is really focusing on the side of where you're receiving. So that must be the big area where you've got to add more energy to your life, is focus on receiving, focus on nurturing yourself. They're saying particularly making sure that you take care of your body really, really well at this time in your life. Feeding yourself very, very high vibrational or clean and, natural and whole foods at this time is really going to give you the energy that you need to be on point in your life. They're showing us images of you drinking more water and having more fluids and hydration. Juices are around you really strong as well at this time. So make those part of your life. And finally, they're saying that your sleep time is a really powerful time for you. So make sure you get adequate sleep because you are getting energy attunements done on you by your angels during your sleep time. So have fun with all of that, Francine. Thank you for your question. Let's go on to our next one.
Thank you. All right, our next one is Ashton, and he says, "What is some guidance regarding my music career?" And he would like to ask the angels.
Yay, Ashton. Thank you. Wow, and your question is so great. So part of our theme with our dreams and our career stuff that we've been going through.
Right on point.
Yes, I just love it. So I'm picking 3 cards here for Ashton. Oh, 4 cards apparently, because one just jumped out of the deck. Whenever that happens, I always let it come out when there's an extra card that just leaps out of the deck. I always figure, gosh, that one really wanted to come out. So I'm going to turn these angel cards over. Wonderful. So the first card, first and foremost, and the angels are funny because they're saying that with this first card, the reason why it came up first is because they want you to know that this is the foundation of your music career. This is the first thing to remember as a musician, that you are an earth angel. This is the earth angel card. And the earth angel card wants you to know that you are a light worker. You have come to this earth to teach people about love and to bring people together in a really big, beautiful way. That is the reason for what you are doing, is bringing people together in moments. So I feel like I'm getting a strong emphasis on the live aspect of what you're doing with your music, the performance aspect. Some artists want to focus more on the recording aspect or whatever, and that's great. That's wonderful too, and will be a part of it. But they're saying the live aspect of it is so important because you're going to be bringing people together to feel and experience something together. I just got tingles. I call them angel bumps sometimes, goosebumps all the way up and down my arms, and tingles around my heart area and my spine as soon as I was feeling the energy of what that is like. These people gathering together at your events. The other thing is that this is really interesting. It feels like you'll be doing more than just the music. It feels like you'll be talking with people, having a dialogue with them, and really bringing in your personality with it. And actually, it's interesting because I took the words out of my own mouth, because the second card is workshops and seminars. And there's 2 messages that are coming out of this card. And the first is what I was just about to say, which is that you will, during your live performances, be talking with people and bringing in maybe a little bit of a teaching element to it, bringing in an intention, or even voicing, hey guys, we're together in this ritual, in this moment where we're changing each other. We have the ability to do something really cool together right now. Let's put some intentions into it together. Let's talk about things, and bringing in some teaching. The other thing that comes from this too is that it feels like it's important for you to attend events at this time in your life, whether it be events where there's a lot of musical people gatherings, or group festivals, or different things that are high vibrational, that are nice, that feel gentle and good. Not anything too harsh, obviously, but events where there's lots of people coming together, particularly any that give you the chance to collaborate a lot with other people, because there's a lot of learning and developing and growing that you're continuing to do. Again, I am receiving this receiving feeling, this sense of focus on the inspiring part, the feeling, and what you're getting right now, because your angels and your guides, while you're continuing to create wonderful things, are giving you a lot. You're developing so much, and as good as you are now, you're going to get even better and better and better and better and better and better. You have so much room to grow, and you'll be growing till the day you go home to heaven, and we all will be. So they're really focusing on the learning aspect and the developing aspect of all this now. Third card I really love too. This makes so much sense for a musician because it's the ear chakras card. The ear chakras. This is a card that wants you to know that you are actually receiving divine guidance through what you're channeling in your music. So in other words, you're channeling music that comes from heaven or comes from your guides. So this is it relates right back to the fact that the basis of it is that you're an earth angel as a musician. So you're an earth angel who is meant to teach people through your music, and you're receiving divine transmissions or higher energies that you're filtering out through this music. This is another message too that underscores the fact that you really must focus a little more on this time on what you're receiving, on the inspiration that you're getting, and as you're developing and learning, you've done incredible things, but they have so much more to help develop the projects that you're going to be doing, what you're going to be achieving and giving as a musician. So really focus on receiving and learning. The final card, this is the one that jumped out, is the parents card. And this is a message that says your parents will love you and support you no matter what. So if your parents have anything to say about you being a musician that feels like it might be, a little bit either getting in your way, or maybe they don't get it, or maybe they do and they're very supportive, there's something here that says that it's very, very important for you to just remember to include them in your life, and know that they will love you and support you no matter what you do. No matter what you do, they are very, very, very there for you. Your guides want you to know, and if there's any resistance in them, they'll come around. They really, really will. Just continue beating the drum of who you are. Make no apologies for it, obviously, and just show them how happy and supported and fun you feel right now, how good you feel right now, and they will see that it's good for you. They recognize in their baby, when their child feels good. There's a very spiritual connection that our parents have to us, or that we have to our children, and we feel it and feel good when our children feel good. So they will love and approve of and be so proud of this music. Just show them how shine. Just show them how great you are. So thank you for that question. I feel like there's other people that needed to hear that. So thank you for that. And let's go to our next question.
Mm-hmm. That was so beautiful. It's Barry Ashton. He's definitely a little earth angel, and we've been talking about some new workshops and things, because we have a lot of really cool stuff in the works for Project Bring Me to Life as a whole. And I told him myself that, like, when he makes playlists, it's like brightening my whole day. So just like making music workshops would be a really good project for him.
That is wonderful. I love it. I love it.
So fun. So we have at least 3 more if we can fit them in. We have up next is Denise, and she just wants a general reading of whatever deck you feel feels choosing her. So
okay, thank you, Denise. I actually feel drawn to the Angel Therapy Oracle card, so I'm going to pull 3 from here for you, my dear. And let's see what we've got. Okay, so the first card that we have is the Integrity card. This is a card that says it is really safe for you to speak up and to align your actions assertively with what you know is right, with your values and your inner knowingness of what the right path is. It feels like you, just like one of our previous messages that we gave to Ray, may be in a situation where you're being really called to speak up, really being called to make your influence known and exercise your assertiveness muscles in whatever situation you're in. Because if you want to do what's best for you, you can't just go along with what other people are doing around you at this time. You are someone who is meant to carve your own path in life, which goes along with our career messages that have been coming. You're not meant to follow the beaten path, you're meant to carve out your own path, sort of thing. But particularly with regard to any people that are around you, or any even career goal situations, goal-oriented situations that you find yourself in right now. So follow your integrity, speak up, and very assertively take action to go after what you know is right now. So yes, make your life and all of the ways that you spend your time match the integrity of what you want and who you are. Second card is the Throat Chakra card. It goes so perfectly with the first one. Oh my gosh, I love it. It's like a storyboard. So this card says that, again, it's important for you to speak up. That's the big heart of the situation. That's why the throat chakra is in the center card. It's the heart of the matter. It's the central point of the issue. You've got to speak up. So with any other people where you may be experiencing some resistance or drama or any kind of complications, or even if it's, again, carving out things in your own path, speak up. It is time to really make your voice known. It's time for you to lovingly speak your truth. This could also be a sign too that you are meant to communicate as part of your life purpose. There is communication that you're meant to do, throat chakra. So follow that. The final card, this is so interesting because this is so similar to Ray's reading a little bit earlier, because the final card, and this is from a completely different deck, is the crystals card. And you'll see a totally different image, different card completely, but it's the crystals card again. So there's more than just you and Ray that need to hear this message. I think collectively out there, there's others that need to know. Crystals, again, a representation that there is a need to purify this situation. So just like we said for Ray, get outside and go for a walk, take a sea salt bath, work with some crystals, do some energy work on yourself, or spend a little time in some meditation, doing some breathing, and give yourself a little bit of space. The other reason why they're saying they want for you particularly to get some space is because they want you to get some outside perspective on what's going on. They want you to take a little break, stop pushing or overanalyzing and things like that, and just let it all go for a little while. Release it. And then, just see if you can see this from an outside, view, or from a very, very different angle, because that's going to bring you a lot of blessings, and that's going to help to purify the situation for you. So yeah, just really work with purifying, clearing, cutting your cords, and you will be well on your way. Oh, also, if you want any help with cord clearing, anybody who's listening, or for you or for Ray, if there's anything going on you want to cut ties to, I do have a cord cutting meditation on YouTube, and it's free. So you can go to my YouTube channel and check it out, and it's free for you to listen to. So that could be some help on the situation. Thank you so much, Denise, for your question. And we are going to all join together right now in sending you angels and imagining light all around you to help you move forward. So thank you so much, and let's go on to our next question.
Beautiful. Yes, we'll send you lots of energy to pull through everything that's happening in your world. And yeah, so our next reading is Miss Mari, Mary, M-A-R-I, however we say this. And her question is as to whatever spiritual guidance she is meant to receive right now for her ascension. She didn't give me a deck.
Okay, well then I'll switch it up and I'll use the Ascended Masters just for fun.
Okay.
So for your ascension, Mari, yes. I love that question. That's a great question. I am seeing and feeling, just as I'm, pulling the cards without even looking over at them yet, that you are on a path of very much heightened sensitivity this time. And like one of the other previous readings, that you're getting a lot done during your sleep. So really protect your sleep time. Really, spend enough time resting and everything like that. And, you can even spend some time meditating or setting some intentions just before you go to sleep, because you know what? In those few moments when you're just falling asleep before you go to bed at night, your consciousness marinates in the things that you think about, the seeds that you plant in your mind in the moments before you fall asleep, and they recycle themselves over and over and over again, and they sink deep into your consciousness. And what we know is that our consciousness, our deep beliefs, our deep psyche sorts of things are like the trunk of a tree, and then the branches are like the thoughts we think in our waking, life, and then the leaves that come off are the things we attract, and the action steps that come based on our thoughts. So we attract our whole world based on the things that we program into our consciousness. So that's one thing they just wanted to drop in for you, before we even turn over these cards, is that, you can program yourself during your sleep, because you're already doing a lot of work with your guides. Some Ascended Masters are with you. It looks like Jesus is with you really strong. It looks like we also have Mother Mary. It looks like we also have Saint Germain with you really strong. And some angels are with you as well. You really do have a beautiful spiritual connection, and they're connecting with you during your sleep time. So as I'm looking down at the cards that we have now, the first card we have is the Health and Healing card. This is a card that says that you are a natural healer. You have inborn, natural, inherent healing powers and capabilities, and that these healing abilities are super connected to your wonderful connection with nature. So get outside in nature, connect with nature. It's going to amp up this ascension that you're going through. It's going to amp up your resonance completely and help you as a wonderful channel, as a healer. So you are a channel of God's peace, and the more time you spend out in nature, the better at this time. Also, they're saying to avoid harsh environments where there might be a lot of intense or negative energy around, or some addictions, or even mind-altering substances. Avoid that for now. Just spend some time in gentle, quiet, safe feeling spaces. That's what you really, really need, because that will give you the optimum sort of cocoon space to let this change happen. That change is going to happen all on its own, just in the same way that when you were a little baby, your body knew how to grow into a kid and then into an adult and so forth, all by itself, without you having to tell your bones how to grow or your skin cells to rejuvenate. It's doing it. The ascension is happening within you, without us having to do anything, but we can bring the best environment and nurturing and nurturing support that we possibly can to ourselves to make that growth optimal. So that's what they're talking about when they say avoid harsh situations, spend time outdoors as much as you can. Every single day, go outside. Even if you can only spare 5 or 10 minutes. Get barefoot, put your feet on the ground, breathe, touch a tree, breathe in some plants, smell the flowers, all that good stuff. Really get outside. The second card that they have for you today is the Freedom card. So this is a card that says that you are free to walk your own path in life. If there are any, again, environments or even relationships or situations that you feel like you've outgrown, release them. It is time to let go and move on, and trust that what is ahead of you is wonderful and powerful and so worth it. So head towards the direction of your dreams, with no apologies, and just don't be afraid to let go. Don't be afraid. This is nothing is lost. There's nothing that you will lose. In fearlessly letting go of what you being asked to let go of now, and embracing what is coming. Be free, and go outside more. I just feel nature all around you. The final card that we have is St. Francis. Oh, I love this. This is the card that says, follow your heart. This is a card that goes so well with our theme, because it says that you are really being called by the things that you desire to do, to shape your path at this time. But even more so, let's get into the details and the specifics here. They're saying that you are being given very strong feelings every single day about what you want to do to spend your time. So every time you get a strong emotional feeling, again, maybe in response to a relationship or the environment that you're in, your body or your mind in some way or another says, I want to get out of here. I don't want to be in this situation. Or, maybe I want more of this or that. Listen to it right away. Your feelings are wise. They are smart. They are your internal compass, your heart, your emotions, your compass that leads you straight back to God. So follow your instincts and your feelings without hesitation, and really, really, again, nurture yourself. The other thing that's coming through really loud and strong is St. Francis is saying, read the prayer of St. Francis. You are a light worker. You are here to serve a spiritual purpose. And that prayer, oh my goodness, I don't know about you, but I love the words in that prayer. I feel like there are no better words that could be said, for someone that just wants to remind themselves, yes, I'm an earth angel. Yes, I'm a light worker. Yes, I want to heal. During this lifetime, I want to be, Lord God, make me a channel of your peace. Where there's hatred, let me sow love. Where there is darkness, light, and so on and so on. I don't know if I know all the words to it, but those words are beautiful. I want to write them on my wall and wake up and look at them every day. They're just incredible. So think about those words, because you are a light worker, and meditate on them, and just see how they make you feel. Maybe those are the words you could put into your mind every night before you go to sleep. That would be beautiful. All right, so let's see if we can fit in another one. How many more questions do we have, Shannon?
We have one more question with a deck. I had another one in line, but they never got back to me on a question or a deck.
Okay.
And if you had even a moment to pull one extra card at the very end, I would be honored if you pulled a card for a project we're working on. But right now we have Rocco, who actually came in the room extremely excited that you were our guest for tonight, because he said that you were just wonderful. And I believe somewhere in the chat, I couldn't find the quote, but he said that you are a Doreen Virtue in the works.
Oh, thank you, Rocco. You are so sweet, and I'm so glad you're here. Hi. Thank you for being
We
here.
have them in the chat, and they would like to ask the Ascended Masters about their path. I feel as though I've been off my path the last few weeks. I feel like I've fallen into a fear-based reality with struggling push and pull inside of my 6th century effortless flow of reality. Just in short, some advice. And he said, any deck, really.
All right. So I feel like doing 2 from the Ascended Masters and 1 from the Angels deck. So we will go ahead with that. All right. So first of all, your guides want you to know that you are more on your path than you know you are. They're saying that even when we go through these periods in our life where we think that we're off our path, or we think that, you know, we're slowing ourselves down or things like that, such is the nature of life. And in truth, everything that we go through in our lives, whether we think it's spiritual or non-spiritual, is all spiritual. Even the moment where you're sitting in traffic and it sucks, you know, that's spiritual too, because literally everything that we do has an effect in evolving our consciousness. Every moment is an opportunity to be in a state of meditation, is to be in a state of offering the world something, you know, something new based on your reaction to the world around you. So your guides want you to know that, of course, we're only human, and, you know, sometimes we might stumble just a little bit, but thank the moments where you think you're off path, or you think that you might be, you know, coming across a stumbling block or even slowing down, because those are the moments when life is actually giving you the juiciest opportunities ever to bring about change, to reshape your perspective. And that's what they're saying for you. They're actually saying that when you've got moments like this where you think that you're stumbling off the path or whatever, you know, they're saying that actually it's an opportunity where life, where guidance, you know, the law of attraction around you is actually loud and clear saying, you know, there are parts of your perspective as far as what you thought being on your spiritual path meant that they're refining for you a little bit, that they're actually making a little bit better. They want to switch your perspective around. So there might be some old things that you may have outgrown, and right now they're just putting a little pressure on, and they're saying, yeah, let's keep going with this. You know, obviously stick with the things that you know feel good and work and that you feel really attracted to, but be kind to yourself. Let yourself rest or take a break, and again, marinate, receive, right? That resting message that's been coming about for so many of us today, that we've got to rest, we've got to receive and have that inhale so that we can exhale. And sometimes that means just resting and letting ourselves fall into the simplicity of our everyday ebb and flow of life. Because like we were saying for the last reading, the ascension that you're going through, or the spiritual work, the energy that you're receiving, is happening all on its own. And oh my goodness, Rocco, it's happening at such a deep subconscious level all the time, 24/7. So even when you're sleeping, even when you're, you know, just going through, you know, the simplicity of your daily life and your routine actions and things like that, you are working on your spiritual path, because it's marinating, it's working on you, you're receiving things. And then also, again, as we had with past questions as well, they're also saying for you, just as long as you are taking that one little baby step, action step a day to devote to your path, you are on target. And then otherwise, just stick with the feelings that you're being given. Even if you're being given feelings that are, you know, frustrated or impatient or whatever, everybody gets that. We all come across those things. Thank them every time they come through, because those too are your divine compass that are leading you straight back to God. That's what our emotions do for us, whether they are uncomfortable emotions or comfortable emotions. They're all just emotions, and it's just a spin of the dial on that compass that's leading us back to God. So when you've got the discomfort, thank it and say, you know what, this discomfort or this frustration or whatever, it's giving me wonderful feedback on where I need to go and what I need to do with my life. Yay, yes, I'm going to follow what it's telling me. They're also saying this is a good time for some reflection. If you can spend even just 10 minutes in the morning, particularly, they're saying the morning is magical for you. So get up with the morning and embrace the quiet and the beauty of the morning, and spend that time writing. They're saying that you have an inner poet inside of you. You've got a creative voice as far as writing, even if it's just a few lines, a few sentences of what intentions you want to set for the day, or maybe questions you have for God, or just an observation of the beauty of life, spend some times in your Zen meditative moment writing to express yourself, because you've got beauty inside you to express. So that's really good. Now with that, and I feel I gave you a long intro because I feel like other people needed to hear what we had for you today too. But we'll start with your cards now. The first card is the Twin Flame card. And they want you to know that you are working with your soulmate right now. You are collaborating with your soulmate. Otherwise, this card doesn't come up. And oh my gosh, I just got tingles again. I love it when that happens. I got angel bumps that started all the way down right at the bottom of my spine, and they tingled right around my belly. It's kind of funny. But you know when those feelings come, that it's a feeling of importance. This is a real soul connection that you have, and the two of you are keeping each other on track. So trust it. Trust what the two of you are going through together. Trust the relationship, because the relationship that you're in is actually a relationship where that is the ground zero of the biggest part of the spiritual work that you're doing. And so often that is true, that our relationships are, as human beings, the ground zero of the biggest transformation we have as human beings. So we can thank our relationships for so much of what we have to then offer the world, because we know that what we do to ourselves, we do to the world. What we do to ourselves, we are doing to our life purpose path. And that means our relationships. So whatever you're learning and kind of marinating in and doing in your relationships, even if it's just enjoying time with your partner or supporting them through something or whatever may be going on, it is making a big difference on the whole of your purpose right now. And you are on target. You're right on task with your spiritual path when you're focusing on things with your soulmate at this time. So you're in the right place with your soulmate. The second card, I love this. You're being given an assignment here by your angels, because this card is the power of joy. And they want you to know that as long as you are focusing on your joy, on what makes your heart sing and makes you laugh and makes you feel good, you are enacting your purpose. And this is a reminder for everyone listening too, that part of everybody's purpose is to feel joy. We came to this planet to feel good, in very simple terms. Yes, there are things that we want to do, to change the world and start our revolutions and do our good things, make our art and, sing our songs and all that kind of stuff. But they want you to know that also every single person's common goal, purpose here is to feel joy, because what we came here to do is to create a heaven on earth, is to expand the heavens, to expand the great collective soul that we are part of. And the way that we do that the most is by feeling joy. So to go back to that inner divine compass thing that we were talking about before, we can know how close we are on path and aligned with source and in that kind of God vortex by whether we feel good or feel bad. It's super simple. God made it very simple for us. Our spirit, our own inner, God that we are, made it very simple for us, and that we know whether we're getting closer to what we want by whether we feel good or whether we feel bad. So follow your joy. Even if your joy feels like it's something that's not very evolved, like it's just like, I kind of just want to hang out. I kind of just want to rest for this afternoon. And that doesn't mean we don't want to waste our time and, get off path or anything, because your feelings will tell you when you're getting off path too. But if you're feeling guided to do something that makes you feel joyful, that makes your heart sing, go and do that. Discipline yourself to carve out a little time in your schedule to take a break from all the work or, whatever may be going on, and play. That is your assignment. I love getting that assignment. Sometimes I get assignments that are like, come on, you got to work more. You got to do this or that. Add something to that to-do list or whatever. But I always just go, yay, when they give me the assignment. You've got to play more. So that's something to feel grateful for. Go out and make it your divine mission to go find something really fun. Go and dance. Go and listen to some music. Go play outside. Have fun. Because that actually, whether we know it or not, is uplifting our spirituality, we're practicing our spirituality when we're in the throes of childlike wonder and joy and fun and playfulness. So do that, because that's also, again, another thing everybody needs to hear is how we receive the intuitions and inspirations we're looking for to fuel our path forward too. So go out and play, and then when you wake up the next morning, you'll have all the ideas you need to start that new career thing or life purpose thing that you're wondering about. So yeah, go and play, go have fun. final card that we have speaks for itself beautifully. It is the Law of Attraction card, and it says that by virtue of all the wonderful things that you have been, intending and doing with your life, you'll be attracting all the wonderful new conditions that you're setting your mind on. Actually, your guides are saying that you are on track. They're saying that you are already, you're just getting started. So don't worry that, maybe it's not manifesting as fast as you thought, or that you might be, in a funk or something like that. You really are on track, and you have the best of intentions. They really say, your guides really say you have the best of intentions. So you're going to attract the same thing. Likewise, if we look at this sequentially, the way the cards go, the card that came right before it is the Power of Joy. And it says that if you focus your energy and your time on joy, on playing and having fun and celebrating the juiciness of life, again, that's what we all came here to do, because that equates to heaven on earth, and that sends ripples of love that touch the entire planet. That's why when we were talking to Ashton before about, doing his music and bringing people together, again, I just got chills for Ashton. Second, I got chills for Ashton's reading and for Rocco's reading today. You guys have big purposes. That joy that you're feeling literally wraps around the entire planet and touches everybody. So for the people who are going through really hard things, like they're starving or they're in a war zone or they're a refugee or whatever's going on, your joy actually does touch them. So yeah, sometimes we're called to take action to help them in a very direct way or do something like that, but we're also called to feel joy. And what they want you to know is that that joy is going to make the law of attraction work for you by attracting all the things that you want to experience in all aspects of your life, all the perfect health, the perfect, things to support your relationship and your career, and just everything. All of your passions are supported by your joy. So make it your mission to go out and have fun. Thank you, Rocco, for connecting. You've got a beautiful spirit. And let's go ahead and pull one more card for a project that they're working on with Project Bring Me to Life.
We would love that. And you've just done so beautiful with all of these readings. It's been amazing having you all night. And also, I just want to give a shout out in case people start to hop out of the chat room. If for some reason you haven't voted for the Crystal Chalice Awards, we are doing an awards ceremony for the podcast and all of the amazing people we've interviewed, and you can vote for those people by clicking on the Vote for Crystal Chalice Awards button on the front page. And Sarah is actually nominated for 2 of those awards. So you can go vote for her, and we would love
it. I'm so excited for that. I can't wait. Yeah, I think that's so, you guys do the coolest things. I just love it.
Yeah, so along with that project, we also have another project, which I am just excited to hear what card you've pulled, because it's something we're getting ready to reveal soon, and it has to do with the angels, and it's very exciting.
Wow. Okay, so I actually decided to pull 2. I decided to pull one from the Ascended Masters and one from the Angels deck, since we've got 2.
That's what I'm hoping you would do.
Oh my gosh, it's so funny. Okay, let me tell you, first of all, I cut the deck in half. I split them up, and I shuffled like crazy, and you wouldn't believe what card just came up again. The Twin Flame card. So that means that this is a dream team who is behind what is about to be revealed here. They want you to know that there's soulmate-based work. The other thing that they're saying too is that whatever it is that these soulmates here, wink wink nudge, have forged together as their agreement, their pact as 2 people that work together to do. You are, really achieving it in a big way, and you're jumping forward with it, with this project. Also, they're showing us the sign of past lives between these 2 particular soulmates. I think I know who we're talking about, Shannon. They're saying that with the 2 of you, if there's ever been any inspirations that have come through that feels like, yes, as a team, there's this particular thing that I feel spiritually we're meant to do. For example, uplifting others in such and such a way, or whatever specific thing it is. You're saying that it's actually leading you towards that particular goal. So there's something in the soulmate connection that is really coming to life with this, and that's really good. Now, the second card I love too. This is the Indigo card. The Indigo card comes forward when we've got very sensitive, powerful, kind of spiritually evolved individuals, and anyone who was kind of born anywhere from, you know, maybe the mid 70s all the way through the end of the 80s, even some people in the early 90s, there's this bell curve, a great influx of souls who were born during this time that are called the Indigo Children generation. And this generation, I myself am included. I was born in 1986, you know, right in the middle of all of it. Are you know, these souls who have an extra bit of sensitivity around them spiritually. They also are people that are very sensitive to energies and environments around them. But one of the most powerful, you know, kind of identifying characteristics that we see of the Indigo generation is that they are very revolutionary. They are very into integrity too. Integrity is like their middle name. They stand for the truth, and they want our systems in our world, our governments, and our, you know, everything that we do in our civilization to be back in integrity, to bring integrity and truth back to the surface. And again, they're all about making big, beautiful changes. So that's another sign that they're giving you for this particular project, is that it's, first of all, very supportive to sensitive people, to people like the Indigo generation and the Crystal generation that comes right after, although there's some sprinkling of Crystal children who are, you know, maybe born in the 80s, but they started, the big bell curve of them came in the 90s. But yeah, the Indigos and the Crystals, it's going to support them a lot. These sensitive beings teach them a lot, and they need to be taught, they need to be guided, and you know, the torch needs to be burning, blazing for all these people, and then to be handed on and handed on and handed on. So that's very exciting. As well as they want you to know that it's going to help in serving the purpose of making some strides forward for some beautiful collective work. In other words, you're making waves, just like we're talking about in Rocco's reading, that, you know, something about this project is sparking a wave that wraps around the world and does make a lot of positive difference. I'm seeing particularly an emotional effect that it has on individuals. They're showing me souls for whom this opens their heart or marks a big chapter change. Or I'm seeing laughter of joy, and I'm seeing tears of joy. Same thing. You know, there's this big release and opening that happens for some people with that. And the cool thing is, Shannon, that relates right back to what we were just saying. When you get nervous, focus on service. And the angels talked all about the service that this will provide for people, how it'll make people feel. And that's the most important thing. And we know that when we serve our purpose serves us and helps so that that purpose goes out into the world more. So just as long as you follow your passion, this is for everybody and for this project, follow your purpose, follow your passion, follow your heart, and don't be afraid about the details. Don't be afraid of the naysayers. Don't be afraid that it might not succeed. Don't worry about any of that, because if there is just one person whose heart you will touch with what you are doing, then you are doing it. You are making a difference in the world. And this is so funny, because something the angels told me this morning, I was talking to a client, you know, as we were connecting with her guides, and it was really cool because they said, you know what, even if you only touch one person with your life purpose career work, and you really, really touch them a lot, it's the same as if you're talking to 1 million people, honestly, because you know, it has the same effect from their perspective, whether one person shows up or watches your YouTube video or comes to your workshop, or if 1 million people came. If you made it happen for that one person, if you really touched that one person's heart, that's enough to get the wave started. And that it's success either way, no matter the numbers. So yeah, that's something that I feel needs to go out there, that, you know, we all start from somewhere, and then we build momentum from there. So focus on the service first, and then the purpose itself, or your focus on that service, is going to make it spread everywhere it needs to go in the world. So I'm honored to be part of, you know, connected to and part of planet Earth with all of you wonderful light workers on it, and with Project Bringing to Life, and all the wonderful things that you guys continue to persevere and selflessly doing and providing and giving to this community all over the place. So you guys are just on point, and thank you so much for having me here today. Beautiful new moon. I haven't thought of a better way to share it, so thank you.
We are so grateful, and that was just such a much needed and on point reading. I'm so glad we ended with it. And it's just so funny because I feel like it's not just even a twin flame, and like you said at the end, like, it's a collective, and there's just a huge wave of angels just pushing through. And we are working on providing a variety of services, and we're working on cleaning up a beautiful space and just being able to help as many people as possible. And that's what I just keep telling myself. It's like every time I get scared, I'm like, oh, I just got to think of all those services and the beautiful things we're all providing for so many people. And it's going to be an interesting ride, and I can't wait to help all the people, and we hope you are able to visit. We're so grateful to have you here tonight. I don't want to waste any more of your time. I'm sorry for anyone that had hopped into the chat room and we were a few minutes late, but we also went a few minutes over, and Miss Sarah has provided us yet again another night of amazing readings. So.
Yay. All right. Thank you, everybody. Good night. We love you.
Good night, everyone. Don't forget to vote for your Crystal Chalice Awards, and we will see you tomorrow for Nick Meter's podcast. Have a great evening and stay awake and shine on.
Yay. Bye.